I genuinely feel like that nigga Bakugo kind of took over this last season of My Hero. I ain't gonna lie to you. And this is no glaze. It might come off as glaze. Like the final season of My Hero. Bro, he took over, dog. I don't care what nobody say. Sure, let's get into it. Bro, first off, out of nowhere, he gets back up. Quirk awakening. He just a whole different person. This nigga left his pride aside. He started giving Deku his flowers. Bro, as soon as the side characters start giving the main character flowers, as soon as they just let that pride aside, they just become the strongest nigga ever. Like, I promise you, bro. As soon as he got that Quirk awakening, this nigga blitzed Shigaraki. Shigaraki got the best of that nigga. Left that nigga in a coma-like state. That nigga was on the floor. I ain't gonna lie, we seen this nigga one for all, pick up All Might, and I ain't gonna lie, I was so scared. I'm like, I hope this nigga, because I ain't gonna lie, I don't read My Hero. I love to watch the anime for itself. I don't read the manga. So when I seen this nigga All Might in the air, I'm like, I know they're not gonna kill this nigga off. If y'all niggas watch Invincible, you know what scene I'm talking about when he had little bro up in the air like that. I'm thinking you finna try to do the same thing. I'm like, there's no way you finna do All Might like, nigga, All Mights? That nigga know All Mights? You're not gonna do All Might like that. So that's why. And Deku and Bakugo, nigga, they was locked in. That nigga looked at him. But that was low-key one of the coldest moments in the whole anime. Like, this nigga genuinely didn't even say nothing. They just already had it in mind what they wanted to do. This nigga slingshotted this nigga. He put a little explosion at the end to cap off the boost. And this nigga was flying. And that was a good moment for Bakugo. So him saving this nigga life, like literally saving this nigga life because he was going to get snapped like a pretzel, was like a good moment for Bakugo. You know, nigga, 3 years ago, this nigga was beating up himself because he got captured by All For One. You know, so it just kind of like it made everything make sense. He saves All Might, so that's one clutch moment that he comes in with, right? We got Deku and Shigaraki boxing, and I ain't gonna lie, these niggas was throwing hands the entire time. Like, don't get me wrong, Bakugo took over this season, but nigga, Deku, that nigga was doing his thing. For real, he was boxing that nigga. And then All For One was about to jump in and do a little 2v1 on Deku, and that nigga Bakugo said, nah, nigga, where you going? Jumped right over that nigga head. And mind you, y'all gotta think about it. That nigga, that's All For One. Nigga, multiple quirks. Look how fast that nigga Bakugo has to go to leap over that nigga neck. That nigga All For One looked up like it's not a nigga in front of me right now. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when I seen that, I'm like, this nigga Bakugo is cold. Like, he has to have, at this point, bro, I don't care what you say. The way that nigga portrayed his quirk, bro, the way that nigga utilized his quirk, nigga, I'll take Bakugo quirk over all those niggas' quirks, nigga. Like, the way that nigga used it, that nigga was everywhere. That last fight, nigga, he was everywhere. He was flying through buildings, still on this nigga head. This nigga All For One talking about, said this nigga Bakugo, a 15, 16-year-old, is giving him more of a threat than All Might. I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna lie. That nigga Bakugo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The way that he did All For One, we can't say nothing. He had that nigga All For One spooked at that nigga mind. And that's a huge feat for him too. Because, nigga, who is beating? Like, nobody else in Class 1A is touching that nigga All For One. And I'm gonna ask y'all niggas a question in a second. But nobody's touching that nigga All For One. That nigga Bakugo defeated that nigga. But y'all remember that nuke, right? That All For One did on Bakugo, right? I made the take. And I said that if Todoroki was in that moment in front of that nuke, he wouldn't know what to do. He wouldn't know what to do. You know, and niggas were saying, nigga, stop playing. Todoroki froze the whole city one time. Nigga, Todoroki gonna freeze it. Which may be the case. Would Todoroki have that much energy to do all of that, bro? Like, let's be really honest, bro. Every time we seen Todoroki do a move like that, what has he done after? He be tired, bro. He be dang near already gone. Like, nah, that's half his energy gauge right there. Like, he's not doing that. He wouldn't be able to do that, first of all. And do I think that, I honestly feel like that nuke will go past all that. I don't think that his big, what's that called, like the ice barrage or whatever he be doing, nigga, that's not stopping that. I don't think so. But that's up for discussion. I'm honestly not trying to say that I'm right or wrong in this case. I'm asking you niggas. Like, to be honest, I don't know. I don't think that Todoroki has a chance to even, like, I think he gets smacked by All For One in the second. But that nuke alone, if we just talking about that nuke, I don't think that he's stopping that at all. The niggas were saying that I'm wrong and Todoroki could have froze that. I'm like, nigga, Todoroki is not freezing that. That nigga Bakugo used his wits. That nigga was throwing sweat balls at that nigga into that nigga mouth. Pause. And it bit like imploded in that nigga mouth. Pause. It just kind of like stopped. It like erupted his whole move he was gonna do. That's why he did that. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna just act like if Bakugo hit that nigga with a howitzer and it was gonna work. That wasn't gonna work either. He had to use his wits with something that Todoroki doesn't do. And I'm not trying to be a Todoroki hater. I like the Todoroki family, but in that whole lineage, that nigga Dabi is the coldest. I don't care about none of that. Anyway, they started showing us like the whole perspectives of like what the fans were saying, like, oh, keep going, nigga. I'm like, nigga, stop showing us them fans, nigga. Keep the camera on Deku. That nigga was flying. Like, I promise you, I never seen Deku move like that in my life. That is Deku's best fight. I ain't gonna lie. That is his best fight. I've never seen him so locked in my life. That nigga was like versus Shigaraki. That nigga was moving, and I thought they was gonna pull like a little. Like, you know how Naruto got that talk no jutsu? Every time a nigga too strong, I'm gonna just try to talk to the inner child in him. I thought they was gonna try to do something like that, but they didn't. Nah, that nigga Deku, he was like, okay, that's not gonna work, and he simply just punched this nigga. Just punched this nigga. Threw all that nigga hands, punched that nigga chest in. And then we seen Shigaraki's backstory, and I ain't gonna lie. What that nigga All For One did to that nigga Shigaraki is the saddest thing I ever seen. This nigga literally gave him a quirk of just pure destruction. As a child, nigga, that's so terrible. That nigga All For One might be the most evil nigga in all the anime, bro. Like, if we're talking about just pure evil, like he gotta be a top 5 just pure evil nigga in anime, bro. Because like, think about it, bro. This nigga was first off killing niggas as a kid. He had no remorse of just no empathy for niggas as a kid. I don't even think that nigga was human, bro. He just had no care for niggas at all. And we have to acknowledge that Bakugo took over this last season. Like, I don't care what you say. The reaction I had to watching Bakugo was beaten one for all, nigga, I was yelling the entire time. From at this, nigga, I was yelling so loud. I was like, nigga, there's no way he dogging on this nigga All For One, dog. Nigga All For One? If you really think about the lore of All For One, and think about this nigga Bakugo, a 15-year-old dogging on this nigga. Like, nigga, that's crazy. I don't care. Niggas might say, oh, that was a nerf version of All For One. Nigga, that was a teenage version of All For One. So basically, that's fair fights. That nigga, he did his thing with that one, man. That nigga really took over, man. But hey, I'm gonna just tell you this though. Appreciate the love I've been getting. I've been really decently consistent, and I'm gonna try to even get better. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great day today. Love God, spread the gospel. Make sure y'all just be a genuine, kind person.